I am Profit Margin from Sure-Fyre Gaming, and this is ReoBirth Magic's Awakening. I found this game earlier today on Kickstarter and was really intrigued by it, so I wanted to do a spotlight on this brief demo that's been put together, because it's a project I'd really like to see receive funding on Kickstarter, because it's something I would enjoy playing once the full game is released. It's what really drew me to it was the art style and the music. More and more, I'm being drawn to games more because of the music than anything. That used to not be the case, but with indie games coming out, it's really become more important in the medium. So here I am. I'm this little guy here with the sword and the shield. I have these two little sprites above my head, a pink one and a blue one. And from what I understand, those are customizable to an extent. Customizable in that there are more than just a pink one and a blue one. There's supposedly all kinds of different ones that will be released in the full game, and you can choose which ones you have. You can see my health meter up on the top left, as well as I have 3 magic spells that are noted up there, and the quantity that I have on reserve for each of those. So I'm going to go ahead and start this mini game, which is a base defense style mini game. Just start it by touching the tower there. You can see my tower sitting in the middle of the field here, in this sort of haunted woods kind of atmosphere. The controls are pretty intuitive at this point. This is a game I would probably recommend playing with a controller if you have one. I do not, because really most of the games I play in my personal life are more kind of third person open world RPGs. I guess some of them are third world, depending on which ones you're playing. So I do not have a controller, but I think this game would work very, very well with a controller. You can see I just got a sort of a power up there. They added quantity of 1 to the fist spells that I have on reserve. Now I want to try and save those for when the action gets a little more difficult. Because right now it's not all that bad. Now I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with these guys, so I'm going to blast them with a fist. There's also a bow that you can use. I'll try and pull it out before too long, but I haven't really played around with it yet. So obviously the full release version of this game will have much more to it than this very brief demo that they put together. But if the gameplay comes out like this, I'd be very happy. Personally, I'd like to see, obviously, story. I'd like to see this music style expanded upon. One of the cool things I read about it on Kickstarter was, the game's being put together by one man. If the funding reaches a certain level, he's going to bring somebody else on board to work with him. But up to this point, it's all been just one guy working on it, which is very cool. I'm doing very poorly here at the moment. And he spent 8 months creating a custom animation engine that he created just for this game. It's all skeletal based, so he can draw the joints and the appendages of the different mobs, and then create how they interact with each other and with the environment. I'm going to blow through some of my fist spells here because I'm almost dead, so why not? So I got 121 that time. Not too bad, but I want to try again here, just to show you guys a little bit more. This time I'm going to try and use the bow, which I have not really used yet. Okay, so like most bow mechanics, the longer I hold it down, the farther the bow travels. Now, let's see. It looks like for this brief demo, if I want to aim the bow, really, I need to jump to do it. Okay. The bow looks more powerful than the sword, perhaps. Although, I take that back because I was one-shotting these with the sword as well. But that... we were talking about that skeletal-based animation engine that he produced. So, what he's done with Kickstarter is to identify... I'm going to switch back to the sword. Different features that you'll get depending on how much you donate. So obviously if you donate $1, it certainly helps him out. He'd be happy to see you donate $1. But if you donate more, there are perks that he's offering. One of them, which isn't even one of the higher cost perks, is access to his design program that he's created, where you can create your own mobs from the ground up. So starting out with a wireframe of how you want it to move. So if you want a spider, you can draw 8 legs hinged at however many places you want, and then if my understanding is correct, you can assign a skin to them from that point to control what the texture that's shown on them will be. These little guys on the ground are pretty irritating. One, because they evade they don't evade, but my fist spell goes above their heads. And 2, because they just have more stinking hit points than these other things. So you can create your own mobs, your own characters, using his engine that he's created. And some of the other perks from there are, I think the top tier perk is to have one of your mobs that you create, one of your monsters, added into the game, which would be very cool. An additional one is to have yourself added into the game, which I would imagine would be as a protagonist, as a main character here. But don't quote me on it because I'm not a member of the design team or anything. I emailed the guy who's making this game earlier, and asked him if it'd be alright if I put this video together. I didn't see why it wouldn't be, but it's somebody else's work, so you always have to ask. And he seemed really down to earth, really cool. So I'm more than happy to support him in any way I can. I only got 111 there, which is pretty poor. So I'm going to try this one more time. I think I'm going to stick with my trusty sword here because it's cool. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's try this again. I really haven't been double jumping too much, I don't think. But it can be very useful. already taking hits. These side-scroll style games aren't some that I really play too much anymore. Mostly because there's not many of them out there. I played Trine, the first one, and I bought the second one on Steam. Actually, I bought them as a package together because they were on sale. But I haven't played the second one yet. I'm just about done with the first one. Just kind of had other things to do. But it was a cool game. You see my little sprite friends are trying to help me out here because I'm doing pretty terrible, to be honest with you. I only have 49 health left and I'm not even at 50 points. I gotta get these little green bobbleheads out of here. Oh, I'm just being overloaded at this point. So, if you watch this video, there will definitely be a link in the description to the Kickstarter page where you can download this trial. So, go download it. Let me know what your high score is. Obviously, this round I'm doing very poorly, but maybe we can get a kind of a competition going. And whatever your high score is, just post it in the comments. Oh, these big ones are the ones I hate because he's going to take off. He'll fly at you kind of across the ground. I have 1 health left. Oh, I'm dead. I didn't even get 100 points that time. So, pretty poor, but fun still. So, check out the game. Check out the links in the description to my site and to Kickstarter. And if I remember correctly, the guy who created the game has some information on Facebook and Twitter, so I'll link to those as well. Definitely check it out. If it's something you want to see happen, put up a couple of bucks on Kickstarter, and there's a good couple of weeks left, at least. I think almost 3 weeks actually, on the Kickstarter project. So it shouldn't be a problem to reach this guy's goal. So let's make it happen, and we can all have fun playing the game. Thanks for watching the video. Again, I'm Profit Margin from Sure-Fyre Gaming. Check out our site. There's a link to it. Like, favorite, comment. It always helps. Let's get this game out there and see if we can make it happen. So until next time, just check back frequently for video updates, and there will be more content soon.